So this video is going to be talking about one of my favorite hunters, Ed, at P5. And I was really looking forward to P5ing this character. He was the second character I prestiged to the 5th level. I thought his flashlight ability was going to be wonderful. And to be honest, you don't need a P5 him. I mean, it's nice to have the emblem, but you really don't need a P5 him. This is the current build I have in it. As you can see, I don't even have points in the cooldown reduction, which you could definitely use, because it's 105 seconds. It used to be a lot better. I think it was like 90 seconds, but they nerfed it. Rightly so, because Ed has always been only good during early gameplay, where the demon can't place any traps, and then you literally just get the map piece with Ed and are able to get out of there without risking anything. So because of his kit, he's probably one of the best rushers. Because of the collector here, so then you can get better chest and better pink gaps quicker on. And this ability, you can deactivate the traps, grab the map piece, get out, get in the car, and then rush to the next one. If I knew I was going to play with a Ruby, I would definitely put points into this. That way I get my cooldown reduction. But to be honest, a good ball player could literally fear you out of your ability. And I've done it many times. I went against Ed 10 times in a row, and every time I was able to fear each Ed out of his ability. Right now I have a build for the crossbow. I think the crossbow is good on Ed. I don't like the repeating crossbow. It goes through ammo way too quickly, and special ammo is very hard to come by. But the regular crossbow and explosive crossbow is pretty good depending on what demon you're going against. Obviously against Puppeteer, the crossbow is just garbage, because his boss, you know, can go immortal by just moving around so you don't get a shot on him, and he can focus you. It's hard to get headshots with it. This is at his P1 too, the reload and speed, bounce more. They nerfed the crossbow for Ed as well. They nerfed his mastery. So, I don't know why, because you don't really see people running crossbows. And it's kind of hard to find regular crossbows now, without the whole weapon pool. But I do like that he has a mastery for it, not just the regular crossbow, the repeating one, and the explosive one. The explosive one is very good against Necro with Ed. And if you run like an Annie with Ed, it's even better. The team comp I'm gonna talk about with Ed is probably just the same as Hunter Ash. Right? If you just want to focus around Ed, right, you would go Annie and Ruby. This time I'm not saying take Brock because you cooldown reduction or visibility. I think would be useful, but Blood Ties doesn't work as well. So I think it will be better with the forward Ash or David. If you don't want to center around Ed, here's some good characters that run well with Ed. As in like, oh, if you see this person choose blacksmith, you should choose an egg to help him get more pink Fs, because he has to collect scrap, and he has to put pink F into collecting scrap 3 times, and it's at certain levels. So he's able to get this ability faster and collect scrap more, and be able to craft legendaries. So not only are you getting legendaries for chests, but you're having guaranteed legendary for blacksmith. This also includes Ruby as well. Ruby is good with Ed because she needs pink Fs for her aura. So she's able to get her aura up quickly thanks to Ed. Other than that, you don't have any legendary that needs pink F immediately. And you could argue that support Ash does, right? Because he has alternate healing, and he needs pink Fs so it increases melee damage and melee speed. But other than that, like, that's just, it's only 3 points, and it's not level negated. So, and there's a lot of hate on Ed. Like, a lot of people don't like Ed because at the book phase, his ability doesn't do shit, you know? And after a certain point in the game, his ability doesn't do anything. Yes, he can use his ability on point in the beginning, but then he has that ridiculous cooldown where he can't use it again until the end. And so the demon's able to place traps after his ability's done. So you're still getting cleared out. This is why you would rather run a Hunter Ash, but I don't know. I can't help it. I love Ed. I feel like he's a very unique character compared to the other hunters. He's not really a damage dealer compared to the other ones. He's more of like the support hunter. Like, all he has to do is exist in the game. And Ed could DC from the game, right? And still benefit his team because the chests are still there. The units are going to spawn more chests because of him. Like, the supports won't have to ever really worry about running up chests because of an Ed. Like, when I have an Ed on my team and I'm running support, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a good game. I don't really have to spam I need gems for my team because they don't know how to dodge. The demons that Ed is good against are Necro and Ball. Obviously, I talked about this in an earlier video. I thought Ed was going to be like the complete counter to Ball. The way Hunter Ash is like the counter to Puppeteer. But that didn't turn out to be the case. Yes, he's a nuisance against Ball, but like I said, he could get feared out of his ability and thrown into a situation where he's going to be in trouble. Like every other Hunter has like a get out of free jail card, right? Hunter Ash has his depossess ability, Kelly has her dodges, Amanda, you know, when she starts taking damage, she can use her ability. If she doesn't have the time to reload, being able to put out more damage. But Ed is just like, what am I going to do, turn on my flashlight? That'll scare the demon, you know? But that makes sense because he's based on Russian. And it's a Russian character. The problem is, people that play Ed don't rush. They're loot goblins. And I'm a victim of this as well. Not a victim, but, you know, I do this as well. Where I'm like, okay, where are the legendary chests? Why am I only getting commons here? Even though it's just all RNG. And you end up looting longer than you should as Ed. And your teammates will loot longer than they should as well. Because they're like, oh, we have an Ed. There's got to be a legendary chest around here somewhere. Even though it's just all RNG anyways. It'd be cooler if they buffed that for his P5 instead of his trap. Like better RNG. But then at the same time, I understand why they didn't do that, because then, like, the demons saw P5 and they're like, well, fuck, there's going to be a ton of legendaries. They're going to just destroy me at every chance I got. Not to mention get more ammo drops because of the Ed as well. So they didn't want to make Ed too powerful. They just wanted to buff the abilities that weren't good with his P5. So yeah, that's my video. If you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'll put in some gameplay as well. Thank you. So here's some gameplay of Ed. This is me on the first objective. As you can see, we're all pretty high prestige, going up against a prestige 4 ball. Right now I'm staying by a light source. I kind of reduce my fear. Trying to give my teammates time to get to me and get pressure off of them and pressure onto me. I found a purple lumberjack axe for the Scotty, so when he gets close, I'm going to drop it. Just dealing with the basics that are coming. I'm using a crossbow because it's part of Ed's kit. To be honest, you should probably use something else, The good thing about the crossbow is if you suck with it, the demon's probably going to suck with it as well. And probably not going to want to possess you as well, except to throw you into traps. So my teammates come here. I already marked the lumberjack axe. I use my ability here, and then you see he just calls ball immediately. So it just negates my ability completely. Making it pointless. Like, there goes all my value for my ability. Luckily, I get some good headshots on ball, and we're able to get the kill here. Unfortunately, this guy goes down. I'm just dealing with the possessed here. We had a very good team line up against ball. I try to use my ability for as long as I can. Just get the regular traps, and I'm like, okay, well, disarm this trap anyways. This chest, so I could open it up and see what it is. I see that an elite is possessed, and the thing that we should be doing as survivors right here is just not engage with them and just dodge. But as you see, the Scotty is here just taking damage unnecessarily. I drop some amulets because I don't need it. Like, there's no reason we should be taking damage here, because we're just wasting resources. I drop my crossbow. Not that he's going to possess me. Yeah, I have there would be no reason to possess me, to be honest. I don't have a good weapon for him to possess me with. And with ball, you can get knocked out pretty quickly. And also, our warriors are really engaging with the demon to the point where there's no point to possess me as well. I don't have any quicker cooldown on all my ability, so I'm just going to stay by here, and then I decide to go for the fire, because ball's damage comes from high fear. So the basics aren't going to do that much damage to me if I have reduced fear. My support is running out of Shemps, so he's going for Shemps here, but ball is able to get back fast. So, to be honest, what we should have done is just go to the second point. I got in a car and got to the second point. I tell him to come to the fire so that he doesn't take as much damage. And I'm using a crossbow, so I'm missing a hell of a lot of shots here. And then he's positioning himself in a good way where I'm hitting Blacksmith on the back. So I decide to just stand in front of him and take his seat. He used Fury, and I barely took any damage there because I had no fear on me. Once again, my warriors really want to engage here. I decided to say, hey, let's go get a shimp here, go upstairs, and he immediately pulls that boss, deactivating my ability. I try to step back far enough so my flashlight goes back on, but once again, my warriors are going to go down because of that. And I only have 6 shots on my gun. So the Scotty is really focusing on deal with the possess unit instead of running. The best counter to ball, right, is real easy. Run away. He has the same speed as a survivor. Like he's the worst boss because of that. I have a boss build for my ball build just because I think it's fun. Like I don't care about winning. I care about like having fun. I like the poke that he has. He goes invisible and you don't know where the hell he's gonna come from. So then everybody like he creates chaos, the boss. But at the same time, uh, it's it's worthless. So here we should just the car. We should just go straight for the car. Car's right there on the left. We should just win the car. Like don't worry about all these things. Focus. We're wasting valuable time here. I have an emergency ship. I know, but once again, I get out of the car because I see that the warrior ash is really not going for the car. She's just backpedaling. And then now the Scotty. Now everyone decides to like focus the basics, but literally we should have just gotten in the car. But in these couple instances, you could see just how bad Ed's ability is. Because once I used it, all he did was pull out boss, and my ability became useless. Once again, I had to get out of the car because he's using Fury here, and we're max Fear. I see that he's camping the body, so I'm trying to stay away. I go for the res, but I see that he's there, so then I start going dodging. I know this game's over already. He's gonna bleed out here, and like you want to dodge forward into ball when you use the Fury because he's stuck in a forward pathing. So he just depossesses, and he's probably gonna possess me here. And throw me into a trap. I have my ability back up, but like there's nothing I could do. Even if I got my gun back, like he tried to throw me into a trap right there, as you saw, dodge me into it. There's nothing I could do. So can we get the res on the Scotty? I tell them to run the hell away, but yeah, see, he's not even trying to focus on me because he's trying to focus on the people with less dodges. So what I should have done is I should have got further onto the point here and then got the res instead of just being at the edge so that I didn't get hit by random AI. See right here. I'm able to get it off, but at this point it's just pointless. And he's just dodging me out because I don't even have a melee a weapon. You used my final shemps. You could say I gave it to my support. But watch this. So you think like, oh, this would be great. I could use my ability. Obviously, there's a shemps right there. And guess what happens? I deactivate all these traps, right? And then once I'm in here, you place the, yep, there it goes. He doesn't even have to possess me here, right? Because what does he do? He summons ball. So my and uses his ability where it continuously sets off the trap here. So there's a legendary chest right there. And I literally could not do anything as Ed. This is the perfect example why Ed is definitely not the counter. Like you think he would be, but he's not. So I don't think he's worth the P5. Like you could just play him at P1. You could play him regularly, not even prestige, and he'd still be benefiting the team as long as he's level 25. So yeah, Thanks for watching the video. I know this was a loss, but I feel like that's the best way to show what he's lacking and how he doesn't really help the team.